Today we are going to talk about what is my favourite class of car, the hot hatch, and to help we have at our disposal what is one of the very best of the breed, the Ford Fiesta ST. Now, I think it is important here to draw some kind of distinction between a hot hatch and the newer breed of super hatch, because really cars like the Volkswagen Golf R and Honda Civic Type R with 300 horsepower and lots of specialist componentry, well, they've kind of ascended out of the hot hatch class into something grander, both in terms of price and capability. A hot hatch, on the other hand, should be more like the original Volkswagen Golf GTI in its ethos, which is to say you take a small car and equip it with a more powerful engine, some sporty styling flourishes, and you improve the handling, but then you sell it at a price that could still be considered as attainable. Which all sounds very much like a description of this latest Fiesta ST. On the styling front, our ST3 spec Fiesta has things like these chunkier side sills, deeper bumpers front and rear, 18-inch alloy wheels, and this rear spoiler. Now in isolation these are small things, but you add them together and you create a super mini that has a definite sense of purpose. A hot hatch should also have a few racy details on the inside to make it feel special, which is why I'm sitting in this figure-hugging Recaro seat and holding a flat-bottom steering wheel. Plus, being a thoroughly modern hot hatch, Ford has made use of electronic systems to broaden this car's repertoire, and not only in terms of creature comforts like this infotainment screen and heated seats. For example, Ford has equipped it with 3 distinct driving modes which gradually sharpen up how quickly the controls respond. To the uninitiated, things like these sports seats and different driving modes might seem like gimmicks, but if you get hot hatches, these are all part of what make them feel special. And I have to say, the Fiesta ST, it really does feel special, and it gets even better once you're on the move. Now, I don't know how sensitive our microphone's going to be, whether you'll hear this, but the Fiesta's engine makes a lovely growl, and that surprised me the first time I drove it, because it's not the sort of sound you expect to hear from something with just 3 cylinders, and that is exactly what the Fiesta ST has. At just 1.5 litres, you might also expect it to feel about as hot as an Igloo, but actually Ford has managed to get 200 horsepower out of this thing. Combined with 214 pound-foot of torque, it allows the Fiesta ST to complete the 0 to 62 mph sprint in 6.5 seconds. That's rapid for sure, although, and I think this is an important point to make here, not so quick that you can't still enjoy this car on the public road, and that, I think, is one of the great joys of a hot hatch. Another is when the manufacturer gets the controls just so. In the Fiesta ST, for example, the pedals are really nicely spaced for a bit of heel and toe throttle blipping on the downshift, and the gear shift itself is lovely and slick. The brakes are equally as impressive, both in terms of response and stopping power. Then there's the Fiesta ST's trademark ultra pointy front end, which just dives into bends and then hangs on like a limpet when you're there. I honestly don't think this thing knows what understeer is. Now, I should point out here that this particular test car has an optional limited slip differential, which just allows you to pour in the power even earlier. What's so neat is that the ST combines this grip with a chassis that is seemingly infinitely adjustable. This gives you loads of options of how to take a corner, whether it's turning in on the brakes or using the throttle to adjust your line. And as with any great hot hatch, the Fiesta ST revels in this kind of thing, which combined with that punchy engine up front is what makes it so much fun to drive. Now, this is usually about the point in the review that we highlight the uncompromising ride that results from having big wheels, low profile tyres and sports suspension, and there's no doubt that the ST does ride pretty firmly. However, I think that's only a problem if the rest of the car doesn't deliver the goods, and the Fiesta ST, well, it just does. It's one of those cars that no sooner have you switched off the engine than you get an irresistible urge to go for another drive, and that, more than anything, is the sign of a truly great hot hatch. For more new and used car reviews, please do subscribe. And remember, when it comes to searching for used cars, you can easily find great deals from top-rated dealers at cargurus.co.uk.